Hi, everyone. I am Grecia Castaldi. I am the program manager of the digital communities at Women Who Code. Today, we are so happy because we will be interviewing Tami Tillman from Macy's. Tami is the director of product for supply chain at Macy's Technology. She will talk more about her career journey and the company culture at Macy's. Hi, Tami. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Sure. Okay, so I was checking your profile and it's so amazing and inspiring. I know you come from a design background, which is super interesting, and you have worked in different areas at Macy's. So I want you to tell us more about your career journey and how did you come to work in tech?
So what's interesting is when I was in college, I put myself through college, so it took a while to get through it. But my dream job was to design toys for Fisher-Price. What I've ended up doing is designing systems for Macy's, and ironically, it's not super different. But while I was in college, I was working fast food, trying to make ends meet. I got recruited to come work during back to school in the stores for Macy's. And as a kid growing up, didn't have a lot of money, had never been in a Macy's store. So it was all new. I got the look my first day of who hired this person. Oh my goodness. And later in my career, I understood what that meant, but they gave me a chance. And I have been very blessed. I worked in the stores. I was a salesperson, a stock person. I've done a lot of test and learns through my career to support operations. I've been a buyer. I've worked with the merchant community and supported 85 other buyers. They moved me across the country. I did Macy's Home for business operations. I moved over to tech in 2006. And it has been a blessing because my journey in tech, I came over as what would be called a product manager today for our furniture and mattress businesses, and evolved into supporting all of logistics, and then evolved into a culture shift and supporting tech for what it means to be product driven. And that's taken several iterations over time and leader changes, but and then have come back full circle, did a stint in marketing and have come back again to support supply chain. So they will tell you, and I have been told in my career, that you have to pick a path. You can only be operations, or you can only be tech, or you can only be business. You can't jump the fence. And I'm here to tell you, you can do whatever you put your mind to. And you have to, make your acquaintances and leverage your partnerships along the way, but don't let it stop you. You can do whatever you want to do.
Wow, thank you so much for your answer. I think we can all relate to this, younger version of ourselves thinking of something very different and then ending up working in a different place.
Yep.
That's so amazing. And I'm sure many of the people who are seeing us are wondering, what does it take to be a product manager? What technical skills do you need to be a product manager?
Well, and I think it depends on the type of product manager you are. So there are different types of product managers. There are business facing product managers that are a little bit more strategic leading in terms of what is the business value of driving, a specific idea forward, versus a technical product manager that is still strategic and partners very close. There's a lot of overlap. What capabilities do you need? The biggest difference on a technical product manager side is you need to be more aligned with your company and your system health, but also with the industry standard for patterns. Like, am I gonna, what are the cloud patterns? What are the API patterns? What are the common service patterns? So depending on the type of product manager you are, and where your comfort zone is, right? I will tell you, some of my best product managers were engineers who had an interest in the business and driving change. And so they jumped over to product management. And I will tell you, those are also going to be my strongest technical product managers, because the best product managers really that I've ever met can truly do both. They can do strategy, understand business. They know what it takes to make the business grow and breathe. And then they know on the backside what they have today and what we need to grow into from a system stability and health perspective. And they marry the two, and that helps force rank the priorities for what gets delivered and funded. And that makes a very powerful product person.
Awesome. Yes, makes sense. And of course, we will need a lot of training, experience, especially.
Well, and let me tell you, it's you can get certified in product. and that is helpful because you learn the ceremonies, right? But I will tell you, I have brought on some product people who didn't come with certified product backgrounds. I certainly did not come originally with a certified product background. And if you understand business and you know how to listen to people and you understand how to work a room and prioritize people and get people to follow you, and if you're good at storytelling and you can back it up with data that you can then work against to measure the value of what you're doing and prove that it's moving the needle, really, you will learn the rest as you go. So product is one of those things that it's a culture and a mindset. You can get certified at any point. That helps get you in the door for sure. But if you have the right skill set, you can certainly grow into it as well.
Let's talk about leadership. Many of our Women Who Code members are looking to grow into leadership positions, and we need advice from senior women like you to know the best way to lead a team and to create a good environment. So what would you suggest to all of us?
I would tell you, when you're leading a team specifically, be conscious that not everybody works the same way. I will tell you, when I was much younger, probably closer to your age, I still have very high standards, but I had very high standards, and my sort of default expectation was that everybody should work the way I do. And that's not true. Everybody kind of marches to a different drummer. And as a manager and a people leader, you have to sort of find what makes each individual tick. You have to listen, and not just listen and nod your head or talk about how your day was, but listen to the people and what they need. Some people want praise. Some people need guidance. Some people are afraid to tell you they don't know something, and you have to tease that out, and then be willing to give them the space to fail forward. And give them the air cover. And so as a leader, I feel like a huge part of what I do is really create the air cover to give them room to grow. And that has made a lot of success for a lot of my folks over the past year, for sure. So as a people leader, that's super important. But as a female who's a leader, I think the other important thing to recognize is you don't have to lead people to be a leader. You can be an influencer. You can lead the charge on the topics that are pertinent. You can add value and drive and lead in many, many ways in any company without being that VP or that director who leads people. I have done all of those roles, and they are all satisfying for very different reasons and all equally important.
Absolutely. That sounds very important, also to be empathetic, I guess. As you were saying, and to be inclusive, of course. And talking about inclusion, I want to know what is it like to work at Macy's? What do you like the most about the company culture? So
I will tell you, the company culture has gone through many iterations in my tenure because I've been around a good long while. But the thing today that I think is the most exciting is where the company has grown and evolved into the diversity, equity, and inclusion arena, because we actively and thoughtfully and intentionally lean into those topics and try to make it part of what happens every day. So, when we talk about diversity, it's not just us, it's our CEO, it's all of our leaders, it's our people, it's creating the space for open dialogue. It's making sure when you're looking to hire new roles that you're looking across different skill sets and different opportunities. And it's bringing people along with you. It's not just go for the next shiny thing, but the people who need training or need that extra opportunity to grow with the company, creating that path and that opportunity for them to do that. And we are carving those opportunities out just even as we speak. So the company as a whole has very much rallied around the diversity and the equity and the inclusion topics, and they are truly becoming part of our sort of daily habit. And I think that is what makes Macy's such a great place to be right now.
That sounds really amazing. I am so happy to hear more companies taking this into consideration. Okay, and we are about to finish the interview. I want to ask you if you have a pro tip for women in tech. It can be anything.
Yeah, I'll give you a pro tip. So don't be intimidated. Number one. And number two, don't over assert yourself. I will tell you, I've seen many things. So as a woman in any job, but in tech in particular, show up with your brain. You're smart. You're in tech for a reason. You got here for a reason. You're good at what you do. Believe in yourself. When you're in a room full of people that they think are smarter than you, because when you're in tech, everybody in the room thinks they're the smartest guy. Don't be the smartest guy in the room. Be the guy who listens and is strategic and put things together and look for the place where people are talking in circles and help land the plane. Like if we as women, we are forced to listen in our lives to many things. We listen to our friends, our kids, our families. We balance a lot in our brains all the time. If you bring that to work with you and you listen to the crazy that happens when you're in those good conversations, you will help land direction and guidance, and your input will become invaluable. And if you create that as you're growing up in your career, people will naturally tap you because you're easy to work with, you deliver, and you contribute. And those are like the key things that I think make you successful.
That's a great tip, actually. Thank you so much, Tami. Thank you so much for your time today, for being here for this interview. Your answers were very, very, very valuable for all our members. And we will take you as a role model, of course.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. And thank you everyone for watching or listening to this interview. See you next time.